here to VSI. This is your first training call with Dr. Rouse. He is our medical advisor here with VSI. He's a registered pharmacist. He's a doctor of natural medicine. And we are so fortunate to have him on our medical staff here. And just a couple of weeks ago, we just released the 2 new products to the family of the VSI products, the VSI Probita and the VSI Renza. We're going to talk about the Probita tonight, and it's an interesting word. At the convention, they shared with us that this is another Scandinavian word. Probita means, pro means protein, and beta means bite, so it's simply a bite of protein. And we're going to talk specifically about the protein chew tonight. If you're on the webinar, you see the picture of it up on the screen. And I tell you, after Dr. Rouse, after all these years that I know that I've been in nutrition for almost 20 years actually, this is one of the most unique products I think that we have ever come across, that we've ever had the opportunity to work with. And it's going to just make history here with VSI because it is such an exciting product. It's so unique. It has so much market appeal. People are absolutely loving it. The testimonies are already starting to come in on it. It's only been out in the marketplace a little over a week. But collagen is not a new subject to you. You've actually been studying collagen for a long time. So tonight what I wanted to start out with, so some of the folks can listen to some of the things that you shared with us in Las Vegas at the convention. You first talked about just how beneficial collagen is to our bodies, because you kind of started out by describing, the 70 trillion cells in our body and how beneficial this is going to be to just the entire cell-to-cell communication, the entire highway that's in our body that we don't realize is there. We don't realize how critical it is. But I'm just going to go ahead and turn this over to you because we've got the same presentation that you did in Las Vegas, and I think it would be great for those that weren't there to hear what you had to share with us. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Well, thank you very much. And first of all, look at that beautiful picture of that Probita, that chew. By the way, each chew is 10 grams. 10 grams. And each of those 10 grams are very unique. 4 grams of the 10 grams is 100% pure absorbable collagen. And the other 6 grams, primarily the major ingredients, are some of the world's best nutrition. It's made up of the Arctic cloudberry, our Scandinavian gold. It's made up of the lingonberry. So how about that? We're actually giving you a supercharged all of the power of the Scandinavian gold in addition to the collagen. Now, collagen is just another fancy word for protein. And protein is just another highfalutin word for amino acids. Now, looking at the human body, this is very unique. You are made up, the human body is made up of 200,000 different proteins. I'm talking about 200,000 different protein. And that's made up of hundreds of amino acids. Now, you got 20 major amino acids. Every one of them are in that 4 grams of collagen in the Probita. And the body knows how to uniquely take these peptides. Peptides means that we have the smallest unique formulation. These amino acids are linked together in peptides. And now we have what the body can utilize and absorb and assimilate and form up. So here you are, a human being with 200,000 different proteins, and we're going to give you the building blocks that put you together. You've got 70 trillion cells. That's a bunch. I mean, look, if you started counting right now to 1 million, it would take you 12 non-stop days, counting one number every second to get to 1 million. Or if you were to turn loose and start counting to 1 billion, my goodness, it would take you 32 years to get to 1 billion. And I just said the human body is made up of trillions of cells. And if you started counting to 1 trillion, it would take you 32,000 years to get there. I just don't think people have any idea at how fearfully and wonderfully the human body is put together. If you were to take 1 billion dollar bills, everybody knows what a dollar bill looks like. If you stack 1 billion dollar bills on top of one another, you would have a stack that's 125 miles high. That's a bunch. Or think about this, airplane propellers. They twirl around. An airplane propeller twirls at 2,400 RPMs per minute. That's revolutions per minute, 2,400. And if you ran that airplane at 2,400 RPMs day and night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 1 solid year nonstop, you still would not have turned 1 billion turns. And I'm talking 70 billion trillion is way bigger than 1 billion. And 70 trillion cells. What an amazing, absolutely, totally amazing human body system. 25 trillion of those cells are red blood cells. Wow. And that's made up of, guess what? Collagen. Yes, it is. And if you looked at 1 drop of hemoglobin, 1 drop of a red blood cell, 9,000 atoms of chemistry in 1 drop of blood. 9,000 atoms. 880 of those atoms are oxygen. 3,000 atoms are carbon. 5,000 atoms are hydrogen. 780 atoms are nitrogen. And 12 atoms are sulfur. And only 4 of those atoms are iron. And they have to be in perfect length, in perfect order, in exactly that amount of atoms, or red blood cells would not be red blood cells. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And out of those 25 trillion red blood cells that live 120 days, the component that holds the integrity, even the soupiness, the liquid of the red blood cell is made of collagen. Some collagen is tensile strong like cartilage, and some collagen is just enough firmness like a red blood cell. So it wouldn't be just water where it just ran loose. Your white blood cells, 20 billion of those. Now, a white blood cell only lives 12 hours. Wow, that means every day, half of your immune system has quit, died off, and has to be totally replaced. It is so important to have a functioning immune system. And guess what those white blood cells are primarily made out of? Collagen. Well, if you look at the human body, we don't just melt away every day. We don't just leak out on the floor. We're held together with skin, 20 square feet of skin. And did you know that your skin cells are made of collagen, and they are replaced every 14 days, every 2 weeks? Your skin cells get a new refurbishing. Collagen is very important to your 20 square feet. Let's take a microscope for just a moment and zoom in on just 1 square inch of skin, about the size of a postage stamp. In that 1 square inch of skin, underneath what you can't see, are 4 yards of nerves, 100 sweat glands, 3 million cells, 10 feet of blood vessels, and 15 oil glands. That's in every 1 square inch of skin. And guess what holds all of that together? Guess what gives that nerve cell and blood vessel and sweat gland its integrity? It's called collagen. Now, you got this blood, and it's going to run on a highway system that's 70,000 miles long. Arteries, veins, and capillaries. Blood made out of collagen is going to run 70,000 miles through blood vessels, veins, arteries, and capillaries that are, guess what, made out of collagen. So when you look at it, from where we're looking at it, the capillaries alone in your human body, if we were to pull them out of your 20 square feet of skin and unfold your capillaries, 1 1/2 acres of collagen-structured capillaries. How about those lungs? Did you know that your lungs are going to breathe for you about 10 million breaths this year? Your lungs are always working for you, even when you're sleeping, 10 million breaths a year. And your lungs are so unique. If we were to take your lungs out of that 20 square feet of skin and unfold them, they're folded like a Chinese fan, you would have enough lungs to cover a tennis court. We're talking about the size of a tennis court, and all that collagen is squoze in that little bitty space. When you start looking at the eye is round because of collagen, and the fluid inside it is not just water, because it would be too watery and would leak out. It has more viscosity to it. It's collagen. They call it the aqueous humor, the liquid part of the eye that gives your eye the integrity of its roundness. That's collagen. Aqueous humor is composed of the collagen of your body. And inside that eye are 120 million rods and cones. Rods detect the gray, and cones see the color. It's collagen that's giving you the ability to put it all together. In your brain, 100 billion brain cells, and each one of those brain cells are made of collagen. And each one of those brain cells has about 1,000 connectors connected to it. That's 1,000 times 100 billion. Man, that's more plugs plugged into your computer, your collagen-made computer, than all the computers on planet Earth with all the wires plugged into it. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. We're not just talking about diddly squat. We're talking about a human body that's made out of collagen. The proteins are peptide bonds, and the collagen comes from the form out of food. And the most perfect food that the human body can find on planet Earth, for the human body to give you perfect peptide collagen, comes from the bovine. And from the bovine is providing the collagen, pure, clean, wholesome. The cow is grass-fed, not hormone injected, not antibiotic riddled. It's a good cow, and it comes from a grass-fed pasture. And from the skin, we now take the peptides and we're able to hydrolyze them through high technology. We use fruits. We don't use acid. We don't use high temperatures. That would destroy the integrity of it. We wanted to find the best protein form available, and that's called a hydrolyzed collagen. That means water soluble. That means, see, your human body is very liquid. Inside the skin, things have to be hydrolyzed in order to be able to go into the brain cells, into the eye cells, your lungs, your kidney, your liver, your blood vessels, your blood. It's collagen. And when you get Probita, the hydrolyzed collagen, the most absorbable, the most easy to digest of any protein. You're now way ahead of all those that are in the protein business. Soy protein doesn't stand a chance. Whey protein doesn't stand a chance. And when the body starts absorbing and assimilating, 100% of the 4 grams goes right in. My wife and I, Janice and I, we take Probita somewhere in the morning between breakfast and lunch. That's our first dose because we want to activate the brain so it thinks clearer. We want to invigorate the eyes so they see better. We want to help the heart so it beats more rhythmically. We want the blood to be more pure so it doesn't congest and coagulate and get aggregated and agglutinated and stick together. We want my blood to be pure. So Probita is providing the peptides that I need for my body. Now tonight, just before we go to bed, Janice and I will chew another Probita because the number one enzyme reduced peptides, see, the enzymes have broken things down for us, and the number one amino acid from the enzyme fruit hydrolyzation is called glycine. And if you do a Google search on glycine, glycine, you'll find that that's the most important amino acid in the human body for a good, restful night's sleep. You're going to REM sleep better. You're going to dream in color. You're going to have a much better, much more wholesome, brain-activated sleep. Probita. What's another amino acid in Probita? It's called arginine. Look it up. Arginine is the most important amino acid for your heart and your cardiovascular system. Now, what makes Probita different? Well, that's 10 grams. 10 grams. And 6 of those grams are the Scandinavian gold. And 4 of those beautiful grams are the collagen. Oh, yeah, we have some maltitol. That's a alcohol-based sugar that's perfect for the body, very pleasant to the taste, good for the human body, good for the structures of the cells. But that's minutia. Soy lecithin is in there. That's minutia. Those things are only in the product to make it taste better and to come together where it's chewy and holds together with integrity. It puts it into perspective. But the main thing of Probita is Scandinavian gold, and the main thing of the Probita is the collagen in the heart of the Probita. So here we go. We're first to the market. We're the first people to use hydrolyzed collagen in a chewable form. And isn't it so tasty? It's palatable. No artificial sweeteners, no sucralose, no aspartame, bad. Good sweeteners. We use maltitol. That's a perfect way to sweeten and to get the uniqueness of the taste in there. We have the things that bring it together and hold it together and give it palatability. So collagen is so crucial because everything about you is made from collagen. And what's going to happen when you chew it in the mid-morning like Janice and I? Your appetite is going to be controlled. Collagen gives your metabolism a boost. Collagen gives your body the hormones, the leptin, the ghrelin, the adiponectin hormones, the adrenaline, the hormones that are in your body that help you to control your appetite are definitely bridged and made from the collagen molecules, from the peptides of the amino acids. And when you're all of a sudden, you've got good circulation and better amino acids, the first thing people notice is that their skin has integrity. It doesn't rip and tear. It doesn't bruise as easily. It's not saggy. Fine wrinkles begin to disappear. Body has more integrity. You're able to endure the wind and the sun at more more strength to the skin. All right, so what's going to happen to the cartilage? The cartilage is the main peptide of the human body held together. There's no blood circulation going to your cartilage, so it needs nutrition, and the nutrition comes from the source, the peptide amino acid source. It comes from the fluids in which the cartilage is resting. So we drink more fluid, water, yes, and now our peptides go down and they get there in the knee and the hip and the backbone and the shoulder and the elbow and the wrist and the fingers. Wherever there's a joint, the cartilage is always improved with collagen. Lean muscles begin to shape. People know their strength is better. They understand that they have more stamina. Where's it coming from? From the energy of the muscle. The greatest muscle of the human body is the heart. The heart is primary collagen. And as we put this amino acid profile to work, we not only see the body boost itself in energy, we find ourselves sleeping better at night, and we find ourselves testifying that we feel so much better because we don't ache and pain like we used to. So there's the basic tenets of Probita: appetite control, better skin, improved sleep, reduce pain, new lean muscles, a boost of energy. And I guarantee you that when you start putting your skeletal muscle all together and you start feeding those 70 trillion cells and those red blood corpuscles with those 9,000 atoms of oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, iron, and oh my, it is such a beautiful, fearfully and wonderfully made system. The whole body held together, put together with collagen. It's the stuff that holds us together. And when you look at the role of collagen in the ligaments, when you look at the role of collagen in the tendons and the elastic bands of the body, when you start looking at the role of collagen in the muscle strengths, all those tissues depend on collagen. And where are we going to get collagen? In a little 10-gram chew. And the chew is designed to be so palatable, so easy, so unique. Can you give it to your kitty cat? Can you give it to your puppy dog? You ought to. The truth is that when you look at it, you're going to have the very best of it. And so we look upon it and we say, collagen, what are you going to do for me? And the answer to your question is that collagen is going to help you glue together the parts of you that are very important to you. And I'm talking about your bones, I'm talking about your tendons, your ligaments, your skin, your cartilage, the structure of your eyes, your hair, the liver, the lungs, the arteries, the kidneys, all the organs, the thyroid gland, the adrenal gland, the pancreas, the place where they make the insulin, the surface of the cells, everything about you is collagen from top to bottom. And the truth is that out of those 200,000 different proteins in your body, they're all made of just 20 different proteins. So what they do is they take this protein and link it with that protein. That's what collagen is all about. It provides the 20 basic amino acids that are needed to build the 200,000 specialized, unique forms of protein. And the more I study the protein peptides, the more excited I get. We're finding now that they're actually looking at some of the most unique ways to help the body to begin to get structurally healthy with peptides. peptides are going to be a buzzword in the next few years. And you know who's leading the way? It's a company called VSI, because we're on the cutting edge of nutrition and the cutting edge of helping you to stay healthy and well. And protein makes a major, big difference. It'll make Trina work better. It'll make the wellness more proficient. It'll give you more stamina to your energy packet. Wherever you put it, the nutrition called Probita goes with the family of VSI products. And Gloria, that's pretty much the rest of the story.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Rouse. And I just want to take a minute or two and maybe cover a couple of questions that I think you've been getting asked a lot. And I know I'm seeing them pop up on the Facebook forums, and I've been getting them as well. You mentioned that you and Janice take your first protein chew about mid-morning, and then you do another one before you go to bed at night. And so my question is, your recommended dosage is twice a day. Can people use more than that? What would be the limit that you would say would be okay to use? Some people I've heard have done 3 or 4 in a day's time, but how would you recommend someone starting out, and what would be the limit you would say?
You know, I think that four chews would even be better than 2 chews, and that would be 2 in the morning and 2 at bedtime. That's a good, highly therapeutic. And especially if somebody is already weak in the muscle, weak in the skin, sagging, or some of their organs need spiffying, their eye structure's not seeing what it should, 4 would be good. For those that are athletic bound, for our cyclists, our gymnastics, for those that are really into basketball and do a lot of hard work out in the gymnasium, you're probably attuned to needing more like 6 chews per day. 6 chews would be a total of 24 grams. Now, somebody might say, well, pooey, Charlie, I get 24 grams in my whey protein. No, you don't. You can put 24 grams in your glass and drink it, but if you get 10 grams max, you better have a good stomach, because most people are not pulling out. They're probably not pulling out 5 or 6 grams out of a whey shake, and the whey is made out of milk that's been pasteurized. Pasteurized, did you hear me? Pasteurized. That means that it's denigrated. It's not as good. The protein is nowhere where our protein is. If somebody pasteurizes something, they've already destroyed it. You got to have it like we give it to you, in a perfect bioidentical form. Collagen is the only way to truly get what you need.
So if someone is let's say they're having trouble with inflammation and they do have a lot of joint pain, this would be your nutrition of choice. This would be a great nutrition
Yes.
for them.
Yeah, 4 to 6 chews a day for somebody that knows that they're already having hip and knee or back, and they're noticing the inflammatory response. Well, first, give integrity. Build the amino acid peptides are extremely beneficial to you. Peptides control everything: blood pressure, blood itself. There's a lot of things peptides need to help you to do.
Absolutely. And are these okay for children to eat?
Oh, yeah. Look at children from day of birth. Protein's a very, very important part of their eye structure, their heart, their skin. And look at how fast these little critters grow. Their protein's probably more needful than we are. And I say as soon as a child is old enough to chew, then introduce them to the Probita. It would be giving them the best of food nutrition, the world's best food nutrition.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, I know that we'll have some more discussions on this particular product. We did introduce the Renza, which is a whole body cleanse. It's definitely going to complement the Probita. I don't know why the screens are jumping around so much tonight, but anyway, we do want to thank you for coming on here tonight and talking a little bit more about this new product to the VSI family, and I tell you, I do think that this is going to be one of the most impactful products that we've ever had the opportunity to work with, and I'm just so excited that we have it here now in the VSI family. So we just appreciate you, and we'll put out the next